All right, what's up?
Oh my god! He just slammed against the door. Dude.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Jeremy?
Oh, nothing much. How are you, Chris?
I'm good. Thank you. All right, let me. I'll post it here too. Two people entered the waiting room. Ale and Nate. What's up, guys?
What's up?
man?
Young Money, and apparently Young Money has some crazy story to tell us.
It better be good.
Right? Right?
What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
What's up, man?
Hello.
Can you hear us?
What's going on? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready to smoke some brisket tonight. I'm feeling real good.
Are you even in? Oh, you are. You're on the 10. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know, but you were on the Zoom on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, I could not hop on the Zoom when I'm not in the draft.
No, it's good. It's cool.
I just thought, I feel like I bring some excitement. I try to lighten it up.
Yeah.
I try to stay on topic too, but that doesn't always work. So
no, that doesn't really work very well.
I get baited though. It's not all my fault. It's honestly clapping cheeks, to be honest.
You out here talking about the Papa John CEO, like, jumping all over the place.
That was a
Especially
wild
football.
ending to Tuesday's video.
It was so funny how you cut him off abruptly. That was so funny.
What?
Shoot, I need to go check that out.
What are you guys talking about?
So when
On
you cut
Tuesday?
the video on YouTube, you force cut it on clapping.
Oh, well, I was just like, we're at a point now where
Yeah, it was gonna get dangerous.
we can end the live.
So
I did like
y'all's draft
our-
on Tuesday, but I stopped it as soon as pretty much the draft ended, so I need to go watch that.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot what I was about to say. Never mind.
I don't even remember. I know we started talking about like the Papa John's guy and the N word, and I was like, okay, we gotta end it.
I enjoyed our post live stream conversation though for that 20 or so whatever minutes.
Yeah, had to take it offline now. I don't have to go offline.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Hey, how bad is the fight, Young Money?
It was a lot
like
worse than I thought it was.
Oh, okay. It's not like that video that Jay Tatum posted in the chat with Zion in the parking lot.
Wasn't nothing, it wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't nothing like that. But
Hey,
I'm gonna wait. It was up.
How do you feel about me having the wide receiver 1 and the wide receiver 2 in Detroit?
Well, I got the number
This
one. What you
guy's
mean?
funny. Rashad Perriman's gonna play 4 games and then go on IR. Tyrell Williams leading them with 850 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns.
When was the last time Tyrell Williams played?
He was hurt. He tore his
2
labrum
years
last year.
ago?
He missed all year. Yeah, so
That's what I'm saying.
2019.
So wait, so you're gonna bash Brashard Perriman, but not Tyrell Williams for missing an entire season?
Well, other than that, he's been relatively healthy. Rashard Perriman literally has not finished one season in his career.
Yeah,
so.
that's all right. I just need like a few big games from him every now and then.
I mean, are you ever going to put him in the lineup though? That's my question.
I hope not.
I was about to say, if you are, that shows that's not good.
Well, it's either unless he like does become the number one wide receiver next year, and then I might put him in my lineup. But yeah, that's just. I mean, we're just at depth at this point.
Yeah, it's dead. You're taking guys that probably won't do much anyway.
Yeah, it's
But hey,
like
you might hit a
guy.
home run. Yeah, you might hit a home run though. Couple, maybe if you pull that Chris philosophy and prey on a couple guys' downfall, maybe you'll get some gems late.
I'm actually more excited for Cephas than I am for Perriman.
Yeah, I think it was between Cephas and Tyrell for who's going to be number one. I don't think Amon-Ra is going to be the number one receiver this year at least. Maybe in a couple years, maybe even next year, but I don't think he's going to be that this year.
All right, let's see. I'm sure Valdesi's on. He just joined. One of those.
So all we're waiting on, yeah, that's the only guy we're waiting on. Where's Pierre? Is he not hopping on the Zoom?
Yeah, he said he can't hop on the Zoom. He's probably at volleyball. All right, he just went green. Let's go. Let's go, Ale. Ale on the one. We're done.
He's gonna snipe us all here.
We're done. He's gonna.
Yeah, let me just snipe Jeremy real quick.
Oh, I just got sniped.
He's gonna snipe. You want Dalvin Cook at the 10?
Yeah, I was hoping he'd fall to me in the second round.
All right, I gotta go with my guy.
I thought Zeke was your guy.
Yeah, it's a little early for Zeke. Even
his dynasty guy.
If you believe in him, you believe in him though.
But I believe in Saquon Barkley more than I believe in Zeke. How about that?
All right, fair enough.
Like I have Zeke at 5 for redraft this year. Yeah, of course, Pierre's got to take Zeke now. He traded for him in the dynasty. This might be the fastest first round we've ever had. Has anybody
zooming through these?
Has anybody even taken more than like 10 seconds to make a pick yet?
I think so. Chris, you might have just cursed it now.
Nah, I only took 8.
Nah, if Austin was here, he'd probably wait till like 5 seconds left. But since he already picked, it's too late.
He is in this draft though.
Yeah, he's in the 2.
Yeah, he's at the 2, but I mean that was an obvious pick, so he took no time.
Yeah.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
what's up?
Oh, you good? Okay, all right.
So anyway, what had happened last night was me and my friends, we got this thing called Wine Wednesday. We get together. It's not all wine, but partake a little bit. So I told you guys I'm 6'4". I'm a big guy. Like none of my friends, they box occasionally, but I always challenge them, and no one ever accepts because I'm a big guy and they're scared of me. But yesterday, I kind of poked the bear with one of my friends, and we ended up boxing. We had gloves on, so it was like actual. They were trash gloves though, so I mean we might as well have worn nothing. But then we go down and we start boxing, and everything was fine until the very end. I slipped on some rocks, and my whole arm is just cut from like elbow all the way up to like halfway on my forearm, just so bloody. I broke my glasses. I gave them to somebody, and he ended up breaking them. I'm like, how do you do that? And then he lost. He ended up losing one of the arms. I'm like, dude, you're kidding me. I didn't even know this guy. So then we go back up like toward the pool and whatnot. I found out I got a busted lip. This dude busted my lip. And then everything else seemed fine. So then today, my friend wakes up and he said he blew his nose and his eye got so swollen. He couldn't even open it. Find out he goes to the ER. He's been in the ER for 7 hours and he's got a fractured orbital probe.
Oh, damn.
I know. I feel terrible.
With gloves on?
Yeah.
Dude. That's brutal.
I know. And I applied to be a bouncer at a bar like a week ago and I didn't get hired. I'm thinking I should just tell them I can fracture people's eye sockets. I'm pretty sure they'll just hand me the job.
Seriously.
Here's the medical bill to prove it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this dude doesn't need surgery because I'm gonna actually feel bad.
You didn't know him? He's not. I thought he was one of your friends.
No. Yeah. He's a good. Like we went to high school together. We're super cool. But I'll still feel bad. I'll feel even like if it was a random guy, I wouldn't feel as bad. But it's like I got to see this guy every week.
Well, maybe not for a while.
Well, I might be seeing him, but he might not be seeing me out of one eye.
That's true.
Said he might need an eye patch. That would actually be funny though.
That sounds like some demon stuff right there. I don't know.
Oh, I was on demon time last night.
Chris, you might not want to win your match against Young Money. Might bust in your eye socket.
Yeah, I might have to find you. Jeremy, who's your rival in Dynasty?
So I just
Everybody
randomly
besides
threw it
Nick.
out there. And was,
Everybody but Nick.
no.
Everybody,
You
no.
said, here,
If
Nick, finish your draft in round 17. It's fine.
if anything,
Nick, go
I
ahead.
think it would be Nick. I think it'd be Nick out of anybody.
I don't think
I
you.
said Pierre.
Yeah, probably Pierre, but I don't think you do that to your rival. You don't think you give him like you let him finish a 24-round dynasty draft in round 17.
Well, and hold on. One thing about that is Nick had 5 of the picks. I only
You
gave
didn't
him
have
3.
to give him 3 more.
Yeah, he's already got.
I did
five.
have
Let's
most of
give
those
him the
picks.
whole
Yeah, I
round.
already had like 5 out of 6, 5 out of 7 already.
Let's
from
just
other
give him the
trades.
whole round then.
I gave him 3, and I got more picks in return and a future pick. So I was like, oh yeah, this is fair.
But if you're
for me.
going win
You're
now,
getting
what does
like
that
round
future pick
22
mean?
picks or
You already traded all your future picks anyway. I thought you were going for now.
I am going for now.
Then what does that future
I didn't
pick
say
mean?
I was going to keep the 3rd round pick.
Fair enough. Let's see what you do with it then.
Well, if Pierre would ever look at his sleeper app, he'd see there's a trade.
I got an offer from Bill today, but I didn't like it too much. I'm gonna be honest.
What was the offer? What was it for Mac Jones?
Yeah, it was Mac Jones and Mostert for Keenan Allen.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a little one-sided there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Not feeling
Told
that.
him I don't know about. Yeah, I don't know about Keenan Allen for that one.
I was thinking about inquiring about it. I wasn't really that interested in Mac Jones, but I was just curious to test the waters and see what he was looking for.
Yeah, I think he's trying to offload Mac Jones, and I was like, I'm going to be real honest, man. Not interested in Mac Jones at all.
See, the thing is,
I'll give you Mike
we're
Davis
both.
for Keenan Allen, and since I sniped him from you.
I might actually have to think about that one. We might have to see how the first couple games go because I think Keenan Allen might be top 10 this year. He's got a really good chance.
You got to think about Mac Jones though. Like, what's his upside though? Because he's never going to.
He's a pocket passer. Yeah,
He's never going to give you like he has no rushing ability like whatsoever. So what? Like maybe like 12. I mean, I don't see him getting above like no matter how good he is. Maybe.
Oh, like you think
like,
he'll finish in the top at 12?
Yeah, probably 12, maybe 11, 12. Like I don't see him
He
getting.
might have one season like that, but
Yeah, but meanwhile, somebody like Hurts, while I mean, just based on rushing alone, he can get easily in the top 12.
Mac Jones is Kirk Cousins, and I already have Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, Jimmy G, he's like that same build. But they like that type of guy though, like Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, they like pocket passers.
Yeah,
well, I mean, they like Cam for a year, but I think that was more desperation than them actually liking him.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much they actually like.
they only like pocket passers because they lucked into Tom Brady 20 years ago. Like, it's.
I know, but they did want to keep Jimmy G over Brady. Like at least Bill did. I mean,
well, that's because Bill thinks he's smarter than he is. He's a great coach, but he's not very good at evaluating talent. He's been a terrible drafter. And if
on offense, he's good at defensive talent. Offense, not his forte.
That's true. And if it wasn't for lucking into Tom Brady in the 6th round, nobody like they get. I'm not saying he went to 1 Super Bowls because he's a smart coach, but he gets passes for his terrible drafting because he drafted Tom Brady and won a bunch of Super Bowls.
When people say he lucked, I mean like. He drafted him. Anyone else could have drafted him. Like they wanted him, and they had 4 quarterbacks, and they kept him. They could have cut him.
No, what I mean by lucky is that it wasn't.
I mean, no one thought Tom was going to be Tom. Obviously,
exactly. And look at his draft pedigree on offense. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
Terrible.
If they like Tom,
Great
that,
coach, but terrible. He should not be involved in the draft. I mean, they should be like, hey, we're thinking about this guy. Does he fit the offer? Does he fit the team? Yes. Okay, we'll take him. Like is what his role should be.
yeah. If they scouted Tom so well, they would have drafted him in the 5th round, not the 6th round. Like,
Yeah, or even earlier. But,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they waited till the 6th to take him. So
yeah. I mean, he was winning. They were drafting horrible wide receiver after horrible wide receiver, and it didn't matter because Tom Brady would still win him Super Bowls. And now
he's not good at drafting, but he's good at picking other people's like castaways, like a Wes Welker and these other guys that get cut, Danny Amendola that get cut somewhere else, and they just bring them in and they're good for them.
if you're a white slot receiver, he's like an elite scout. But besides that, I don't.
But did he identify this hidden talent in these guys, or did they just get to play with Tom Brady?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Good question.
Maybe a combination of both.
Like,
Yeah, probably.
we saw what happened when Randy Moss got to play. Like, Randy Moss played with some good quarterbacks, and Randy Moss never had a season like he had with Tom Brady.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, Bill was probably like, okay, this Wes Welker guy, he put up average. Like, we get him with Tom, he can be a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
All-time white guy.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, Wes Welker, he was also good with, or not Wes. Who was the one that was with? Was it Wes Welker?
Amendola or Wes Welker?
Wes Welker went to the Broncos after they had one good year and then was washed.
Yeah,
he was so washed at that point, though. Yeah.
Amendola's in Detroit now, or at least he was. I don't know where he is.
Yeah, and Danny Amendola hasn't done anything with Tom Brady. He has his moments, but he hasn't done anything. All right, I got to think about this next pick because
Julian Edelman, obviously, we're forgetting about him, but
they drafted him though.
Yeah, but again, if Julian Edelman had gone to a different team, do we even know who Julian?
He probably
would
have got cut. Yeah, he probably would have got cut.
Yeah, I mean, for real, like.
Watch him go to the Bucks.
I don't like this spot.
He won't get any PT.
They
already have a Scotty Miller, or they already have a Julian Edelman. His name is Scotty Miller, and he's better.
All right, I've been coming around on this guy lately. Let's go.
I'm off all 49ers receivers, honestly.
I think Ayuk will be okay. He's the only one.
I don't understand the Debo hype either.
I saw something where Debo caught like 52% of his passes like behind the line of scrimmage last year or something.
But you like that. Well, so the reason that's a good number, though, or the reason that people are emphasizing that number is that means he's involved in stuff. So, like, he's going to get the ball, at least some, to run in space or be part of those trick plays and stuff like that. So that's why you like that number.
No, you don't, because he's getting no yards if all of his yards, his targets are around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's got to have some monster yard after the catch now.
Yeah, he's got to be a yak guy.
Yeah.
And he's a good one, but you just can't keep counting him to break tackles and make people miss everything. You want a guy that's going to catch deep passes, or at least intermediate passes.
You just want a guy that's involved, though. That's the big thing. Like,
not if all of his involvement is screens and bubble screens.
That's not all his involvement is. It's just
it's more than half. It's over 50%.
It's nice to have that safety baseline is what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is he could have 4 catches, and if they're all behind line of scrimmage, he could have like 10 yards.
You don't win fantasy championships with safety.
Chris, can I interest you in a trade here?
What are you thinking? Hit me with the trade.
I'll give you like a 7 and 8 for this spot.
No. I don't even like this spot. You like this spot?
No, I'm just kidding. I much prefer drafting later in the I prefer like 8 through 12 in our draft.
I'm almost thinking about a running back here. That's how bad it is.
You're thinking of Javonte or who?
No, I think he's thinking of a guy that I'm thinking of, but I wouldn't take him.
I didn't.
Running backs.
Yeah, D-Mont's still there. Your boy.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think, screw it. Give me this guy as my 3. I'm coming around him a little bit. Whatever. Hate that spot. There's nothing I love there. I mean, yeah, I thought about Demont, but it's like, God, man, like, I don't know.
If you had taken a wide receiver in the second, then I think Demont would have been a really good pick there.
Yeah, I couldn't say no to Kelsey at the 210. No.
Oh no, I'm not faulting you for that at all. I would have probably taken him as well.
That's ridiculous.
I thought about taking him at the 2-3.
Yeah, at the 210, that's just insane.
That might be the latest we've seen him go.
Yeah. It's fine. I could put together my hodgepodge group of RB2s.
Oh no, here comes Gus Edwards and
You know how
all
I
those
do it.
guys.
You know how I do it.
Jamal Williams, Gus Edwards. What's the team?
I actually like Jamal Williams a lot.
I do too. I like him more than Gus a little bit.
Yeah, same.
Just need one of them to hit. That's it.
Oh no, this dude just timed out. Nope, there's Demont.
Did he time out though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did
he's on
time
auto.
out, but he must have a queue or something.
He might have just been was he not the top ranked player?
I don't think
Nope.
so.
Jacobs.
It's Patrick Mahomes is the top rank.
Yeah.
His
Whoa,
ADP
his average ADP is 18.
Yeah.
It apparently went up.
He's not even that big of an advantage. Like, I don't understand.
I don't either. I think people he's so good in real life that people equate that to fantasy, but it's like he's not.
A lot of quarterbacks are throwing 40 touchdowns now.
Well, not a lot. I think 3 did last year, but or 2.
I think he went it was either 7 or 8 last year in my home league, believe it or not. In the first
That's insane.
He went third in my home league
He
overall.
had like the 2-1 in mine.
It's bad, man. It's bad.
I'm like, all right, if you want to do that, go right ahead, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to spend your money that way because it's a paid league, go for it. But I've done so well in that league just getting my quarterback in literally the last round the past 2 years.
Yeah, it is.
Curtis Samuel ADP is screaming up.
Yeah, I'm off of him if he's going that high. Some people like him.
know.
I'm not gonna.
He was wide receiver 25. I said I think he could finish top 24. You might creep into the top 20-ish, like maybe around 19, 20.
What's more so though is if you just look at the wide receiver board right now, like he's probably the best available. Like it's so bad.
Yeah, damn it, I just got sniped, buddy.
He's going to be good this year, man.
I don't even like this guy, but I feel like I have to here.
Yeah, I think so. I was gonna be like, man, if Kenny Galladay makes it back to me, I would really regret not just taking like Montgomery there and then getting Galladay as my wide receiver 3. Not even high on Galladay, but dude, at that
I'm not
point,
either, but yeah. I mean, he can't bust here.
I mean, he can, but it's the Giants.
I mean, if he gets hurt, but I mean, if he's my 3, as long as he's not god awful, I should be
Where
okay.
you're drafting him, it would be hard for him to bust. I think is what you're saying, right? Like you're drafting him in the 5th round. Like
Yeah,
it's hard.
yeah. Like he's not my 1 or 2.
Yeah, if he doesn't get injured, there's no way he doesn't return 5th round value.
I don't know if I agree with
Yeah,
that.
there's no way.
So
Really? He's their number 1 for sure.
Yeah, but we're talking
I
about
just don't believe in Daniel Jones.
We're talking about a bad Giants offense with a bad quarterback with lots of pass catchers. And a terrible play caller.
But do I believe in Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Kadarius, anybody to out target him? I really don't.
Well, I'm not saying they're going to out target him, but what if he gets 120 targets and only catches 70 of them because Daniel Jones is a very bad quarterback, which he is.
I mean, he's a deep guy.
Yeah,
I feel like
but if
on
you only
70
get, like,
catches, he'd get a lot of
70
yards.
catches, I'd love 70 catches.
I'd be fine with that.
70 catches. There's guys on the board that are like locked into 70 catches already.
70 catches, but what touchdown wise, he could have 8 touchdowns out of the 70 catches.
So he's going to get
and 1,000 yards.
90% of the passing touchdowns because
He
they only had 12 last year.
He might have to.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, he could definitely bust in the 5th round.
I'll be seeing him going to third, so I'm very comfortable taking him in the fifth.
No, I'm just saying, like, don't think he can't bust there. He can definitely bust there.
That somebody eating? What is that noise?
It's my dog.
Dog.
Playing with
I was about to say, it sounds like a dog.
I was
Hey,
like, what the hell is that?
Somebody
my
eating.
dog-
Damn.
it's my
You're good,
dog
Chris.
playing tug of war back there.
You're good. I was just wondering what that noise was. You're fine, man. That's funny.
Sounds like she's throwing up.
It's two puppies. My two puppies.
Sounds like a little demon battle back there.
Yeah, it's too deep. Can you guys see them? Let me see. Can you guys see them or no?
Nah.
No. It's too dark over there.
What type of dogs are they?
English bulldogs.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so
Are
they
they-
are demons.
Are they family or
What's that?
are they like brother sister or
No, it's two boys from different litters.
different?
Yeah. Somebody else's dog hears them.
Yeah, that's mine.
Your dog wants to join in.
Yeah. He probably hears it in the background.
Yeah.
P Funk about to time out.
Yeah, right.
Better not time out and take the player I'm looking at here.
He did time out. Damn.
Okay, good. You didn't take my guy. I don't think either of these people will because they already have running backs. Although you never know.
Buster Boom. Take one, baby.
Yeah, let's get him.
I'm assuming you want ETN or Robinson.
Negative.
Buster
Strike.
Boom.
Taking Etienne. Okay, that's
I
good.
know who it is, but I'm not going to say
Robinson?
Mike
Why would you
Davis,
take-
right?
Robinson in
No.
the sixth.
Boom.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's where I was
Javonte
gonna go.
Williams, okay.
Win this thing. Let's win this thing.
Yep, that's where I was gonna go.
Win this thing, baby.
God, this wide receiver group is so good.
I actually thought
Yeah.
Jared Dokes was good until I found out he spelled it with a G, and now I'm off.
Okay,
Ruined it for you.
I know. Jordan, he saw that like video of him like one-handed catch and everything, and it's like, oh my god. But I mean, you don't fall to the seventh round because NFL value, like every NFL team is like, wow, this guy's really good. Let's just not draft him.
All right, boys. Kyler or Dak here? What are we thinking?
This is the
Kyler.
better one, in my opinion, fantasy wise.
You say Kyler?
Yeah.
All right, that's where we're going then.
I feel like every team thinks their seventh round guy is going to be a stud. Like Washington drafted Cam Curl last year. This dude was a first round talent. Like that dude was actually super good. And now we got Jared Patterson undrafted out of Buffalo. I mean, I think he could be something, but I'm not over here screaming he's going to take over the job. Like I don't think he's doing that.
Honestly, if I can go like 1 for 10 on those rookies I drafted, I'll be more than happy. Like I just need one of them to hit.
I mean, okay, so Jared Dokes averaged 4.7 yards per carry in college.
I mean,
That's not good.
it's not good. I've seen worse.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go to school though?
Cincinnati.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like usually in college, like,
You're like 5.5, 6.
yeah.
All right,
You
well,
should be putting up video game numbers if you're like that.
I was gonna
Yeah.
draft like Ramondre Stevenson, and then I watched that man's tape, and it was the worst thing I have ever seen in my life.
I know.
It was that bad. Like I have not seen tape that bad.
You got 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm taking Jalen Waddle. Like everyone is like comparing him to like LeGarrette Blount and everything, and it's not even close. Like the guy is the slowest running back I have ever watched on film.
Ugh, I like that Waddle pick.
Yeah, I mean there wasn't much there.
I mean, I don't like it for me, but it's a good pick for you. Like, why am I looking at tight end already? Where are we at here? 7. I'm just gonna draft my dynasty team, I think.
Oh, so you're gonna lose?
Oh, yeah. So
On the second place?
the Dokes was a good pass catcher, but he ran basically a 4.6 40. Well, 4.57, I should say. It's basically like a 4.
That's not too slow. I mean, Zeke ran a 4.51.
Yeah, but Zeke also. What was Zeke's college numbers?
I mean, he's
Insane.
at Ohio State. I'm not saying if you put Jared Oaks in Ohio State, he's putting up Zeke numbers, but I mean,
but doesn't putting up better numbers in Ohio? Isn't that better? Like you're playing against better defense.
Yeah. I'm
is
not saying he's better than Zeke by any means. I'm just saying Zeke's not fast. He was not fast coming into the league, and now he's even slower.
And Dokes is a big back. He's 6 foot, like 230. So he's not a small dude. Like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't expect him. Like, if he ran go ahead.
Zeke averaged 8'7", 6'9", 6'3". That was his yards per carry in college.
8'7"? That's insane.
Well, he only had 30 attempts that year, but still 6'9", 6'3".
I was gonna say still
6'9", 6'3", and
yeah, he was having high volume too.
Yeah. That's just scary to me. Like when you're only rushing for 4 or 5 against college, and not only that, you're Cincinnati.
You're the better team against every team you're playing too.
Yeah,
because they were ranked all year.
I'm drafting him in the 19th round though. Like,
no, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. I mean, dude, in a dynasty league like ours, it's worth a chance because you got Myles Gaskin and Salvon Ahmed ahead of him, and it's like
exactly.
He might have to play.
The only like questionable pick I've made that's extremely questionable is the Dwayne Haskins pick.
That was pretty questionable.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, I don't know what.
He literally might not have an NFL job this time next year.
There was other. It wasn't purely talent I was drafting him on.
Similar mindsets.
Well, it was he would help my team name out at least a little bit, and that has to count for something.
That's why you just picked him just so you could have that name.
Counts for something.
I really dropped the ball. I drafted Will Fuller over Tyler Boyd. That was pretty bad.
I wanted Michael Carter.
Because when you think about it, like I drafted Drew Lock. I think he was my last pick, and I could have gotten like Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock, and that way I would have had a starter, which would have made
that'd be much better.
That would have made actual sense. And I probably still could have got Dwayne Haskins in like the 20th round. So
yeah, or maybe even the 24th.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't think anybody was going to draft Dwayne Haskins, but you never know.
Yeah. Really hoping my guy comes back to me in the 9th.
Should I just draft Russell Gage now?
Yeah.
Which demon is this?
Nah, see, I feel safe from Jeremy now because he's not going to take him before me. So if it ain't him, it's going to be somebody.
I wasn't even going to say anything. I was like, nope, not even.
Because he didn't take him at the 8-1.
I thought about taking him over Chase, definitely over Mooney. I'm trying to switch it up a little bit.
I will say this. I think if Haskins does get the backup job this year and they don't have they have a decent season, and they don't have a high draft pick, and Big Ben walks away after this next year, I think they do give him a shot.
Well, yeah, it's Mason Rudolph. There's going to be open competition,
especially with like the QB draft class not looking that good this next year. That I think they probably do.
Mike Williams. Oh, whoa, your boy's gone, Jeremy. In the 8th.
In the 8th, I know.
You gashing them up.
I guess it's fine here as long as it doesn't happen in my home leagues. I'm good.
What did just happen?
The guy
Justice.
What just happened? That did not happen.
Yeah, sniped is what happened.
That's tough, man.
What?
Happens to the best of us, though, man.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Okay.
Chris looks like he's got a bad taste in his mouth.
I thought for sure he'd make it back to me.
He almost did.
He almost did.
Chris, what percentage of your team do you think you have Jalen Hurts?
Well, in best, let me see. In best ball, I have him. Let's see. He's my highest owned player, I'm pretty sure. No, he's now second. I have him on 38%. Cortland Sutton, 41%. Those are my two highest. Cortland Sutton and Jalen Hurts. You got to understand, I'm getting Jalen Hurts like He's like my 8th or 9th pick usually. Get him in like the 8th, 9th round. And he's like QB 10 or 11 or something like that.
Well, he doesn't really have to worry about anyone coming in and taking his job, and he's going to get yards on the ground. Like, it's a good pick.
Yeah, and Doug Peterson can't bench him, so that's good.
It's pure upside, though.
Yeah, he's pure upside. And I usually draft when if he's my QB1, I usually draft 3 QBs. So usually I have like maybe another guy like Cousins or Lance or Fields or somebody like that, and then maybe another guy like Big Ben, Derek Carr, somebody in that range. So I feel I'm like I'm okay.
You see, Derek Carr said he'd rather retire than leave Vegas.
I know it's Vegas.
They don't want you, bro. They don't want you. You're gonna have to retire.
Are the Raiders that great to play for or what?
They were talking about trading them, and every year it seems Gruden's unhappy with him. You always hear it's an unhappy marriage, and now this dude thinks he's just going to be a Vegas lifer.
Yeah.
No, if they get the chance to trade for Aaron Rodgers, they're going to give literally everything they have to get him.
Might even give more.
Yeah.
They probably trade Gruden straight up for
I was
Aaron Rodgers easily.
They'll trade Gruden to him for it.
No, I'm going to be – I should probably take Gage here, but I'm going to leave him.
I appreciate it. He probably still won't make it back to me, though.
I know. I'm going to leave him. I'll take it right here.
I mean, nobody's getting their guys today, so why should Young Money?
Good point. I should have taken Gage.
Whoa.
I mean, you're the
not sniping
commissioner.
Anybody. I'm not sniping nobody.
Let me change it. Let me change it real quick. Let me change that Hurts pick too. I'm gonna give that guy Connor, and I'm gonna take Hurts.
Rigged. Everything's rigged for Chris. I can't believe it.
Yeah, this man goes the whole draft without drafting a tight end, and he goes, "Oh, let me change it real quick."
You know, I mean, in fairness, I dropped Gus Edwards for the tight end, so I wasn't like that was a tough decision, you know. Like, do I roll with Gus Edwards and no tight end, or do I roll the tight end and no Gus Edwards?
You get a 0 if you don't fill every position. That's an automatic failure.
I know, but I mean, Gus Edwards is probably worth more than any tight end at that point.
Come on, Nick.
Damn. It is what it is. He's a league winner in the 9th, I'm telling you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. That's why it's
A league winner? Yes, I'm telling you, Chris. I'm putting you on right here, right now. A year from now, in like January, I'm gonna come on your show and be like, "I told you so."
Well, here's the thing: if he's a league winner, then that means everybody's gonna be very disappointed in Kyle Pitts.
I don't think he's gonna be 1,000 yards or anything. I think he'll be solid, but he's not gonna be Travis Kelce immediately.
Because if we think they're going to throw the ball 600 times, which is like what they usually do, and if we think Calvin Ridley's going to get 150, 160 of those, Mike Davis might get like 70 or 80 of them. Let's just say. So we're like so that's like 400. Other guys are going to get them. You're talking about probably like maybe 200 to 250 targets between Pitts and Gage.
You guys
Last year, Gage had 109 targets and only 72 catches, almost 800 yards. I mean, I easily think he could get another 200 yards, so that'll put him at almost 1,000.
Remember, a lot of those games it was only him and Ridley, and Hayden Hurst, who's like.
But then some of those was with Julio, though. So
yeah, but if you look at his games with Julio, not the games where Julio went out there and like caught 2 passes and then limped off the field. Like the games where Julio actually played, he wasn't getting targeted a lot. It's not now. I'm not saying Pitts is going to get targeted as much as Julio because that's not going to happen. But he's not going to get. That's the thing. One of those guys is going to have to take a little bit of a back seat.
So here's why I'm off of him as well, kind of on top of that too. So last year, the OC was Dirk Cutter, who I don't think he knows what the running back position actually is. I don't even think he exists, honestly. And now they get what's his name, Arthur Smith from Tennessee, who was the OC in Tennessee, and they're gonna want to run the ball more.
Yeah, they could throw that. So
yeah, but they don't have a Derrick Henry though.
They have a Mike Davis. Have you seen those thighs? Have you seen the thighs on Mike Davis?
See Derrick Henry.
There's no way
Derrick
they're gonna
Henry
run the ball more than they did last year. There's no way, in my opinion.
Yeah, they
I
are.
could definitely see him.
But their defense is going to be so bad, they're not going to be able to run.
It could be. Look, I don't have any problem with Russell Gage in the 9th.
League winner in the 9th, I'm telling you.
That and Matt Ryan was looking
that's
points last year too. Like Matt
that's
Ryan,
my guy. That's who I'm sticking my horse with.
All right, I'm gonna come for your head if he doesn't produce. Week 1, if it's like half.
Hey, I'll take full responsibility. If you guys pick Russell Gage in your home league and he busts, I take full responsibility.
All right.
Okay. What does that get us?
Yeah.
A lot.
I don't think he's gonna bust. So it gives you.
Okay, here's the thing:
league winning.
Kenny Galladay can bust in the 5th. It's going to be very hard for Russell Gage, for anybody to bust in the 9th, honestly. It's very hard to bust in the 9th.
I've got high expectations for the man. What's going on with Pierre?
Out again?
P Funk.
I know for a fact he didn't want AJ Dillon there.
Oh, sometimes he takes him.
Does he?
Sometimes he does.
I haven't taken him before.
Takes him and Latavius Murray all the time.
Love Latavius Murray.
Oh my god!
Especially since they said they're going to run the ball more.
AKA Kamara's going to get the ball more.
And Taysom is going to get the ball more.
Nah, Traquan Smith.
No, Traquan Smith.
Hey, you guys see my puppies now? Hopefully my room's not dirty.
Yeah, I can see him.
How old is he?
One is a year. One turned a year in April, and one was born in January.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They're young.
Honestly, like dogs are. You probably notice like how much easier it is once you have 2 dogs than just 1 dog, because they'll just play with each other. That's what's like.
Well,
hey Chris, did you mean to?
Damn.
Yeah, probably. Jamal Williams.
Damn.
No,
I
was
meant to take Jamal Williams.
And then I'm gonna take Gus Edwards right there.
Yeah. I meant to take Jamal Williams.
Well, it was just so quick. It looked like you picked before even Zach Moss was taken.
I typed in his name.
Okay.
You sure that's not like Jeremy Williams or somebody?
It could be.
Jeremy Davis.
Jeremy Davis. You better not snipe me right here, Austin.
Do it.
I have like no.
L's got you. L's got you on the snipe right here.
I'm just scrolling away right now looking for something that.
No, I don't think Ale will. Yeah.
The running back group is just. Ugh.
Nah.
It's gross. It's like Amon Ra. No, can't do it.
I'm on route to the moon, baby.
The tight end yet?
Tyrell Williams.
Emmanuel Sanders.
You have Waller. Don't let him trick you.
Tyrell Williams gonna carry my fantasy team this year.
You know what? Get
You might have sniped him. Is that your guy?
I like that pick, actually. Come on, you guys know who I'm going with here.
Oh, yeah. I was not looking there. So you were safe, man.
That's a great pick.
That's what you got to do. You got to grab those RBs that have some weekly value and the potential to be league winners. Hey, no one's in there. No one's in there. Come here. You can't get over that, dude. Come here. Come here. Come here. Ah, there we go. This is the puppy. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Born in January.
What's his name?
Oliver.
Oliver. Nice.
He runs around
You
like
gave a dog a human name?
Okay, you want to know the name of our other dog? It's the most awesome dog name ever.
Ripjaw Shredder?
Unfortunately, we can't take credit for it. We didn't name him, but his name is Rogan Spitfire.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Oh, Young Money. Come on, that's the best name ever.
What do you-
You say something like Ripjaw Shredder.
Do you call him the full thing like every time?
No, we just call him Rogan.
Okay, I was gonna say that poor dog will not know his name.
No, we just call him Rogan. We didn't name him. It was, I think
Just
just
call
we
him
rescued him.
Spit.
All right, who's gonna be my QB?
I have like the most visual OCD team ever.
What's that?
My team, like visually with the colors of the positions, it's like perfectly symmetrical around the tight end. Because it goes 2 running backs, then 3 wide receivers, then tight end, then 3 wide receivers, then 2 running backs.
Wow. So now you got to do a tight end here.
He's
I'm
a
not going to
quarterback.
take a QB here. I'm not trying to fail. I'm not trying to get an automatic failure.
0% failure. At least
How
you tried.
do we feel about Penny now? Like right after, like a day after I drafted him, it was like
Done. I never liked him to begin with. Well, I did because Chris Carson stays hurt, but so does Penny. I'm actually higher on DJ Dallas than Rashad Penny.
Hey, Dallas, he was terrible.
Yeah, he was really bad.
But he's going to have to play.
Okay, great. So you get your 10 points, you get your 20 carries and your 10 fantasy points.
I mean, Rashad Penny's going to be on IR. Probably already is.
Oh, they said Pete Carroll said he'll be ready for training camp, but it's still.
I think they like forced DJ Dallas into like 17 fantasy points at one game he started.
I think he scored 2 touchdowns that game.
That's what I'm saying. Like when he
got 5 fantasy points, like not counting his touchdown.
But you
can say the same thing about J.K. Dobbins. Are the exact same thing.
I'd say it all the time. I do say it all the time about J.K. I haven't even slandered J.K. Dobbins once tonight.
I know.
Well, here we go.
I say it all the time about J.K. Dobbins. Except I will say J.K. Dobbins is much more talented than DJ Dallas.
No, so the Penny pick was simply because I think he planned on doing the surgery now so that he could be ready kind of for the season, but also so he didn't have to go to mini camp. And the cleanup they said was minor, and they're giving them 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm not
6 to 8 weeks. That's not minor. Anything's minor if you don't have it.
They said they'll be ready for training camp.
Honestly, that's why I like to avoid dudes that tear their ACL and like have major knee surgeries.
But he played at the end of last year. That's the thing. He came back and played like the last few games.
But I'm saying he's had one injury now, and it like has completely killed his career. That one, I mean, it's not like he's re-injured that knee. It's the same thing that he's had. It's just it never has. Same thing with like Jerick McKinnon when he tore his ACL. He's never been the same.
Well, that's because the way Jerick McKinnon plays, it's like. And
I'm not trying to compare these guys to like Saquon. I'm just saying like ACL tears.
What about Dalvin Cook, who's tore his ACL
no,
2 years ago?
I was
a top 5 running back 2 years in a row.
I was literally just about to say like, it's hard to know. Like some guys heal and they're just fine, and then other guys that are going to have like constant reoccurring like knee problems for the rest of their career.
Yeah.
Like Todd Gurley tore his ACL in college, had a couple great career, great years, but then has like arthritis in that knee now. Like it's hard.
But then you get the flip side. Adrian Peterson tears his and then has a historic season and has been a starter almost every year. And
absolutely.
Since.
Yep. Absolutely.
He's still playing last year at the age of like 45 or whatever the hell he is.
That's why it's really hard that's why it's hard to know, like it's because it's so different person to person how they're going to recover.
I feel good about Saquon. Saquon's a freaking nature. So,
and he is young too, which always
I'm not really worried for him. Plus, his happened week 2, so he's got more time than most.
Yeah, I feel okay about Saquon. The crazy thing about Penny,
so
Penny never got hurt one time in college, and then like comes to pros and can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Crazy thing.
So how do you feel about not having a quarterback, Chris?
You kidding me? Sean Watson. I got a Sean Watson.
Is he playing?
He'll play for somebody.
You hope so.
I mean, if not, I'll grab Trevor Lawrence off waivers.
He'll play in the massage part.
Joe Burrow, whatever.
He'll start in the massage part of the league.
Hey, you know what?
Robert Kraft will be his owner.
It's going to be a new thing on ESPN Fantasy. They're going to count the fantasy points from the massage parlor.
He'll be first.
Are they gonna count him from the cell fields?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be
you don't
the
go,
starter of
you don't go
longest yard
to
too.
jail for that in the United States. Come on.
It's true. Robert Kraft, Robert Kraft got caught like on camera, and that man just walked away.
What happened? Did he
Well-
just get like a fine or something? Or
Yeah.
He
what
got
actually
they
came
had,
of
like,
that?
They had like film of it and everything, and then he was able, just because he has so much like power and pull and stuff, to like get it completely dismissed pretty much. It was kind of ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah, Deshaun's not going to prison because all his cases are civil. None of them are criminal.
Exactly.
They have to file a criminal case for that to happen.
Exactly. And even if it's feeling to me more and more likely like this thing is just going to go away.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna.
I haven't
he's-
really been hearing much about it lately.
Exactly. It's just going to
That's
go
why.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna
It's gonna
sell.
go away. I've been drafted
just for clicks and
more in my
views.
baseball drafts.
I mean, he'll lose more money, like, unless he's just so set on fighting this. Like, if he would lose more money by just not settling than settling. Because
See, it's not even that. It's like his reputation is tarnished regardless. There's going to be people that think he did it, and there's going to be people that think he didn't, whether he settles or not. So for me, I just be like, just go ahead and settle. It
I know.
doesn't mean you're guilty. Just go ahead, bro, because
I mean,
the people are still going to look at you funny.
I mean, look at Kobe. Kobe settled his case, and then like people forget. They just do.
Same with Big Ben.
Big Ben. I was just thinking
Yeah,
about
Ben
Big
Beg too. Yeah.
Like, as long as you're not.
Exactly. People once you start playing football and start winning, people don't care anymore.
No, they don't. They really don't.
Start winning NBA championships, nobody cares.
Nobody. Yep. Exactly.
So I agree. I would just settle, let it go away. Commissioner probably won't do anything because it's like, look, there's no evidence that I did this.
Yeah, he hasn't been charged with anything.
Yeah.
The,
I just settled because I didn't want to deal with it. But
the longer these things like carry on, the more like difficult it gets. He needs to just like get this done with and then move on at this point.
my main concern
Where do
is
you think he ends up? Sorry.
my main concern
Washington.
is
Denver.
does he hold
I
up?
hope he ends up in Washington.
If he ends
I
up
don't
in
know why
Denver, all
people
that
say-
Sutton's going to look good.
Watch him go to the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean, my
Actually,
son
he'd be
dynasty
good
pig
for them,
looking
but
good.
they just drafted a Mac. I don't know if that's happening. Plus, I don't think that Houston would trade him to the Patriots.
No way.
There's no
He'll
way.
get released. I mean, if they're so set on
No,
not
they
trading him,
cannot
he could
release him.
demand
They-
release like JJ Watt did.
They would owe him so much money and dead cap. It would cripple their franchise even more. They'd have no cap room for years.
But this is the Texans, though. They don't exactly think logically from their recent actions over the last few years.
Yeah, that's
Well, so here's the other thing. Can Green Bay trade Rodgers? Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
Trade
he's
what?
got a no
Does
trade
the
clause.
clause.
They both have a no trade clause. You can trade him, but he has to approve it.
Oh,
There's
okay.
no,
Okay.
there's
Never
no
mind then.
chance Aaron Rodgers has accepted a trade to Houston.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, if
No way.
Rodgers doesn't have that no
Aaron
trade
Rodgers
clause, he
for
could end up in
Deshaun
Houston.
Deshaun Watson signing that paper faster than anybody in the history has ever signed anything. But Aaron Rodgers is like, I'm not signing that.
Yeah.
Not trading. No way.
Deshaun's coming to Washington, no cap. When
Miami's
he
still
was-
a place, right?
No.
Miami. You have to think it's possible. Miami's like it's in the top like 6 possible destinations.
Well, the thing is, their offer was only good before the draft because they had multiple first round picks. And now that
Yeah.
the draft is over, do they want Waddle or the other person they took in the first round? I don't know.
What if they gave him Tua and Waddle?
Yeah, they'd be giving him Tua and something else. That's what it would be, and probably another first round pick in the future.
All I'm saying is their offer was better before the draft. I don't know if Houston wants the guys they have because they're going to want picks,
Houston-
obviously.
Yeah. Or they're gonna want like a young
young quarterback.
QB that they can build around for sure.
For what it's worth, I just checked. Aaron Rodgers does not have that no trade clause, as far as I can tell.
Oh, I now I'm just rooting for the Packers to trade Aaron Rodgers to Houston.
He'll sit down. He just won't play. He'll
just
go do his Jeopardy.
He wants a new contract though, so he probably wants like no trade clause in the next trade in the next contract.
Well,
And the
Green Bay-
GM job.
Green Bay. So wait a minute. Wait. So what? So he's gonna restructure his contract with Green Bay, ask for a no trade clause, and then next year he's gonna ask him to trade him again.
Yeah, just demand a trade.
Freaking Aaron Rodgers. There's something.
I mean, that's how it
I think
happens.
there's something wrong with that guy upstairs. I really do. I really do.
I agree.
He's just arrogant as a
Taking a
mother
few too many
trucker.
hits to the head, I think.
Something.
Who's doing these grades?
Who's doing the grades?
Who did it last week?
It was us, I thought, right?
Oh yeah, we did do it last week. You're right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, that was Tuesday. Who did it Tuesday?
I did.
Chris did it Tuesday.
Oh.
But I didn't draft, so I just graded.
Yeah.
Who wants to do it?
Chris, you
Young
want to
Money,
do it
have you
again?
graded?
Or
I
Young
did
Money, you
once.
could do it.
I did once. I don't think I'm qualified to be giving out grades.
I don't
More
know.
qualified than
I
me,
don't know.
probably.
Based
Go
on
for
the
it.
dynasty chat, it sounds like it.
Hey, well,
Ooh,
You got an opinion on everybody's pick.
I can grade dynasty. Redraft, I don't think I've got the qualifications.
Nick, you want to do it with me again?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right. That way we get two perspectives. All right, let's start off with L. L from the 1. Got C-Mac, Thomas, Robinson, and Higgins. Sanders, Anderson, Davis, Smith, Schuster, Gordon, Ruggs. So running backs, it's easier just to look at position by position than just going through all of them. So we got McCaffrey, Sanders, Davis, Gordon. I like it because if Sanders does kind of like bust, which some of us think he may, I'm kind of more in that camp that thinks he may. He still has Mike Davis, so it's better than, drafting Sanders and then not having another guy there. Melvin Gordon in the 9th is fine, even with the news that Javonte is probably going to start. Wide receiver wise, we look pretty set. We got Thomas, Robinson, Higgins, Robbie, Juju. And then we got Rodgers and Gronk. Solid. I don't think he has any holes that I see. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely love his running backs. He's got a solid wide receiver core. Whether it's one of those 2 running backs or whether it's like Sanders or Anderson or Davis or wherever he puts a flex, he's set there. Rodgers, the 11's good value. Gronk, that's fine at the end. Yeah, I'd say that's a solid 8.5.
Yeah, it's safe. It may not be like one of like the most elite teams we've seen, but it's a safe team that should be fine. All right, we'll skip me for now. Chris,
This is dynasty clapping.
what do you mean?
Those 3 rookie receivers in a row.
I know.
Oh
Man.
well, Michael Pittman's not a rookie, but you know what I mean.
I wasn't sure, man. I honestly think they're probably the best wide receivers on the board at the point. So I did it. But all right, we'll go Chris. Saquon, Kelsey. Obviously Kelsey at the 210. We talked about that. That's a steal to get him there. Evans is your 1. I think that's fine. Ayuk and Goddard. Ayuk and Lockett. I personally think they're both more wide receiver 3s. That's my opinion. I think Ayuk has the potential to be a wide receiver 2. Obviously, it's a lot's going to depend, I think, on their quarterback situation, how much they do end up throwing the ball there, and when they do move on to Lance. I think Javonte in the 6th now is a great deal. We got Deshaun Watson in the 12th. I'll give you a pass. We'll say
that is truly league winning upside in the 12.
You know what? We'll grade this as if he is playing. Okay. We'll be nice. All right. We'll grade it as if he is. I think running back wise, I know you're kind of like, you like having the more questionable RB2 thing, but I'm in the camp where I think Javonte is a locked in RB2. I think he's a top 20 back this year, whether, Gordon plays or not.
That's a hot take, or at least lukewarm.
You don't think he's a top 20?
Wait, were we talking about Javante?
Yeah, I think he's top 20.
I don't know, as a rookie, I don't know. You said regardless if Melvin plays or not, though. I don't know.
Well, I think by the end of the year, I think he's probably 65%, getting 65% of the running back snaps, maybe max pushing like for 70%. And if he does get that, I think he's easily top to 20. I think he probably starts the year at the very least being 50-50. I mean, you have to think about the RB2 group top 20. I mean, he'll be competing in the top 20 with ETN. I think I personally think he outscores ETN. He'll be competing with, your Gaskins, I mean, if you look at the running back board, I mean, to be a top 20 running back, it's not, you don't have to be amazing. You know what I mean?
No, RB20 last year was Ronald Jones, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah. That's so when I say top 20,
David Johnson was RB21.
Yeah. So when I say top 20, I'm not saying like he's going to be.
That's how bad. That's why I'm okay with this hodgepodge of RB2s because I'm
it's just such a tough, position. And then you got Jamal Williams in this 10th, which I'm good with personally. So I like this team. I don't love your wide. I actually think normally you do a little bit better with your wide receiver group.
Definitely.
That's more my question is the wide receiver group instead. I don't mind the running back group actually. So I mean, Nick, what do you think before I give my score?
Yeah, your wide receivers. I mean, I think Evans and Ayuk are fine. Between Lockett, Fuller, Rager, I do have a concern there because you're going to probably have to start two of the three. I mean, Javante as your two should be fine, and then you got Connor. Your running back. I think your running back depth is fine, and then I'm just going to look at the Deshaun Watson pick neutrally. So I'm just not going to really factor that in. I mean, I think that's certainly a 7-5-8 there. I mean, It's not. You certainly had a lot better teams before, but this isn't by any means bad.
Yeah, I was going with 7-5 just because I couldn't give an 8 based on that wide receiver group. I couldn't see an 8. I was like 7-5, and then I was like, you know what? I like the running backs enough where I can go 7-5, where I'm comfortable with 7-5. All right, we got. Okay, yeah, I think I know. I'm gonna keep it YouTube friendly and not say it, but yes. See, I'm getting better at keeping it YouTube friendly, Chris.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'm slowly getting there. At some point, I'll be fully there. All right. We got Kamara, AJ Brown, George Kittle. I love that start, actually. Jamar, Montgomery, Debo, Robinson, Hurts, Brown. I like how he drafted Zach Moss and Devin Singletary. That wouldn't be my strategy, but I think that's kind of funny. Who's his flex going to be though?
Maybe he should have taken Jalen Hurts in the 8-9 got a flex.
I love his draft for the first like 6 picks, and then it gets bad, like really bad for me. Like James Robinson, Jalen Hurts is fine. I don't mind that. But James Robinson, Marquise Brown, Zach Moss, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then Devin Singletary. Like that's a tough group for me to get along on. What do you think? I don't see a flex here. I just don't.
I agree. Yeah, I think the highest I could give this would be like a 7. Just because your point, absolutely. I just don't know what he's going to do at flex. Maybe James Robinson if he gets a considerable amount of work. Because the first half of his draft, I absolutely, like you said, I absolutely loved. I loved all those picks. Maybe he shouldn't have taken Kittle there and taken, Lamb or Cooper or Cup or whatever wide receiver there. and he would have been in better shape. But yeah, I think that's probably a 7, maybe a 7.5 for me.
Yeah, I mean, he could have taken Tyler Boyd instead of James Robinson. I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
he had a lot better options than what he went with. All right. Yeah, I would go 6.57 probably there. All right, Pierre. I know we autoed a couple, but we'll still try to do our best grading it. All right, so we got Zeke.
Yeah, boomer bust though.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bust
that's
boomer
oh
bust
yeah, I
for
did
him.
skip boom. Yeah. All right. Thanks for that. All right, we got Henry, Ridley, CD, DJ Moore, and we got Gaskin, ETN. I actually like this team. Like this team a lot. Oh, that Tevin Coleman picking the 12 though kills it for me. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a demon.
I do like this team. I mean, tight end Logan Thomas is. I mean, you could do worse. I think he'll be okay. First 4 picks. DJ Moore is your wide receiver 3. I actually love. I think he absolutely returns wide receiver 3 value. I just don't like when people will draft him as their. Some people I've seen draft him as a 1 or even 2, but as your 3 is fine. I like backing up Gaskin with a high upside in ETN. So he'll be flexing either like ETN or Antonio Brown, which I think is fine. And even getting David Johnson in the 10th, I'm cool with that. This is probably an 8 for me. Maybe even 8.5. Tight end is maybe I hate picking on the tight end position because it's just such a bad position in general, but 8, yeah, probably 8.5 for me. Where are you?
Yeah, I think he had a great first half of the draft. Those 3 wideouts there, Ridley, Lamb, Moore, that's going to be a great core for him. Got Henry, Gaskin, so he's got 2 good running backs. I mean, he could definitely put probably Etienne at the flex. I'm not so hot on Antonio Brown. I wouldn't take him that early, and I think he reached on Logan Thomas as well.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Johnson, Sanders. I don't really care too much about Coleman. That's the last round. So I think an 8. I think an 8's fair. Yeah.
Chris, have you bumped Javonte above ETN now, or are you still?
Yeah, I haven't moved up Etienne now.
I agree. All right. So we are on. Yeah, now we're on Pierre. Okay. So we got Zeke, Jefferson, Gibson, Thielen, Devontae Smith, Chenault. I actually love this first 6 picks. Jesus. Even though I think he autoed Chenault. I mean, that's not a bad auto at that point. He got a little bit lucky there, but I grade the team as I see it. Sermon in the 7th. I mean, I guess he does have the upside, so I'm okay with it there. Goddard is one of the last, I think, pretty safe tight ends. Devontae Parker, Dylan, Brashad Perriman, and then Tannehill.
That pick in the 11th round is a great pick. Great pick.
Not at all.
Yeah, I like this team a lot. This is an 8.5 for me. Easy 8.5 for me, actually. Where are you?
Jefferson Thielen stack.
Yeah, I like getting his wide receiver 3 between Devontae Smith and Chenault. I think he's definitely one of those guys I think will be able to fill that role. And then I do see the upside of Trey Sermon there. So it may not be the deepest team, but I think his being able to start his first 6 picks, I think is really nice. I mean, I think all of those are easy starts for me.
Just topping on what Young Money said. So you don't mind that he went Jefferson Thielen?
I don't love it, but I wouldn't say I dislike it. I mean, he's going to lose that week that they're both on bye weeks. And if something happens to Kirk Cousins, then that's a problem, but I don't hate it, to be honest.
I just think he capped his upside there.
He does. And it may hurt him a little bit, but I'm not going to, I would probably prefer to see, I mean, I guess DJ Moore over Thielen there, since he already had Justin Jefferson, I could have seen. But after DJ Moore, I would have taken Thielen over most of those other wide receivers, if not all of them that went after him. Like I'm taking Thielen over Ayuk. I'm taking him probably over Chase right now. I'm taking him over Claypool. I'm taking him over Higgins. So I mean, if you look at who went after him, it would be tough to knock him for going Thielen there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I completely get your point there with what he did there, capping the upside a little bit. Yeah, so for me, I do like this squad. For me, yeah, I'd say it's close to probably an 8-5 for me.
Yeah, I like his team too. His wide receivers are pretty good. I think the Thielen Jefferson thing, I think that's fine. I think he maybe reached a little bit there on Chenault. And I've been noticing he's been climbing really, really high in a lot of our drafts. What were you guys thinking about him? Because I just think the 6th is too early for him.
Well,
I do too,
He
but
autoed it, but yeah, I think it's
The,
too
Oh,
early.
he
the
autoed it?
only
Oh,
guy,
okay.
Yeah.
the only guy I see after him that I'd probably take is Boyd and Robbie Anderson for sure.
Yeah, those are the two I probably agree with you on. I definitely probably take Boyd over him. Boyd is just so safe. He may not have the upside that Chenault has, but he is so safe.
Okay. I was just okay. But if he autoed it, that's
Yeah,
different.
that
Okay.
was his auto. Yeah.
All right. Goddard, Parker, Dillon, Perriman. Yeah, I like his depth. I'm not so high on Brashad Perryman, but that late I think is okay. And then he topped it off with Tannehill. So yeah, I think you said 8-5, right?
Yeah, I said 8-5 for him.
I agree. I think that's fair.
I like how they still have him in a Bucks jersey. When's the last time Brashad Perriman played for the Bucks? Like,
Last time he played.
did he play for them last year?
No. He was on the
There's
Jets.
no way he played for them last year. Yeah.
On the Jets.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They didn't even give him a
He's
Jets.
already played for so many teams. It's crazy.
I know, but to not even give that man a Jets uniform for who he played for last year, that's disrespectful. All right.
He had a couple decent games when Flacco was in there.
Yeah, he really wasn't that awful in a couple games. You're right. All right, Vagoon. We got Chubb, Keenan. I don't like going Keenan over Justin Jefferson and Calvin Ridley, but that's my opinion. But I think that's a reach. Dobbins is okay there. A little bit early for Dobbins, in my opinion. I go Najee over Dobbins. As much as Chris knows I love Dobbins, but I'm still higher on Najee than Dobbins because he is going to give you the passing work. Chark is the 2. Yeah. So running backs, we have Chubb, Dobbins, and Michael Carter. So they'll all probably combine for like 2 receptions a week at best.
Michael Carter?
Maybe I shouldn't include Michael Carter in there, but between Chubb and Dobbins, that's like one reception a week between the two of them, probably, honestly.
That might be a reach.
Those are okay. So real quick, running backs, we got Chubb, Dobbins, Carter, and McKissick. Wide receivers, we have Keenan, Chark, and OBJ. I don't like having Chark and OBJ on my team. I think that's two. You have 2 guys who could easily bust there. Mike Williams, Elijah Moore. He has a lot of guys that could bust, honestly. And then Irv Smith, who I'm not really that high on now. And again, he went Keenan Allen over Justin Jefferson and Calvin Ridley, which I'm not too fond of. Yeah, so this is probably like a 6-5 for me, like a 6, honestly. Because who's his flex going to be again? Like, we keep going back to that, but he's got to start 3 of these wide receivers. So he has to start on a weekly basis: Keenan Allen, DJ Chark, and Odell Beckham.
He'll probably actually be starting Elijah Moore.
So yeah,
Williams.
Yeah, he'll literally, he'll has his flex. He'll be flexing like Mike Will or Elijah Moore. So
yeah, I agree. I think these Chubb there's okay, and then the next 3 picks I think were huge reaches. I mean, those. I just don't think you can take Jefferson, Ridley, and Brown behind, or take Keenan Allen over Jefferson, Ridley, and Brown. Maybe Brown, and then Dobbins. I mean, I'm completely off of Dobbins at all. And then Chark, I think, is definitely a reach there. And yeah, this is rough. I think I agree. That's probably a 6-5.
And the more I look at it, honestly, I'm probably like down to a 6. Like every time I look at it, I go a little bit lower. But all right, let's
And not and
go.
well, and not to keep pounding on this guy, but like me as a Jags fan, I think Shark might even become the wide receiver 3 or 4 in Jacksonville. Like I just don't think they're invested into him, and just the reports coming out that I've been watching and stuff. I don't even know if Shark will be a Jag for much longer, like after this season. So
Yeah, I've seen those reports too, and it's just not in the 4th. Like he could have gone Thielen there over Chark. He could have gone DJ Moore over Chark. I mean, I'd probably at this point I would go Jamar Chase over Chark. I mean, there's a lot of guys that at this point I'd probably take over DJ Chark. But yeah. All right, Nick, I got you. Eckler, Akers. That's a great little start there. Then we got Cooper Kupp, Cortland Sutton, Curtis Samuel. See, what's crazy is normally when we see 2 running backs start, we don't see 3 solid. Anyone be able to get 3 solid wide receivers, but that's a nice little wide receiver group there. And then you got Tyler Boyd in there, Corey Davis, Russell Gage. So you really did a nice job of shoring up that wide receiver group. TJ Hawkinson, I like him, and especially in the 6th. Rojo, Nyheim Hines. Maybe not a great, 3rd running back there, but honestly, like the 3rd running back on your team is not like that big of a deal. You can always snag someone off waivers, and then getting Stafford in the last round is perfect. This is one of the probably the better teams I've seen you have, which is weird because you went running back, and it's probably one of the better running back teams I've seen in general. This is probably a 9 for me.
I don't typically do a running back, but Akers was there at the 2-5. I couldn't say no.
Yeah, this is. I mean, you did maybe get a little bit lucky getting the wide receivers you got, but
Oh yeah,
solid. Chris, what do you think about this team? I like this team a lot for going running back.
No, yeah, I agree. It's a really good team. Really good team. Definitely the best team so far.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and do yours now because I don't think we did yours when we went
Okay.
through it
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
All right, so Cook, obviously he's always gonna be really good, and then you got McLaurin, Claypool, Waddle. But you did get Waller there, Carson. So I think I'm curious who your flex would be in here. Because obviously I'm sure Waddle would be your wide receiver 3. I mean, Bateman.
I don't have a
Bateman,
flex.
maybe.
I'll be honest, there isn't a flex on this team. It would be between like Bateman, Michael Pittman, and Gus Edwards, and maybe like Nelson Aguilar, but it's not a pretty room.
And then, I mean, your depth is fine. But yeah, that's kind of my concern. And this is and I think it's kind of similar to, I think your team's better, but somewhat similar to the 4th team. I'm not going to say the name, because you both kind of took that Kittle early, and so you were kind of struggling. And then Chris's team, to a lesser extent, a little bit, you're kind of struggling to who's going to be your flex. I mean, like I said, your depth's okay, and you have Dalvin Cook, and you have Chris Carson, and the wide receivers. Those first 3 wide receivers you do have are really good. Plus, you have Waller, so I think that's still a 7-5-8 there.
That's generous. Honestly, this is probably the last time I'm going to draft a tight end in the first 3 rounds. Every time I do it, I just dislike my team so much afterwards.
Yeah, because the early drafts we did where we had 2 and 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, I almost always would take a tight end in the 3rd round if I could, but I don't think I've done it I maybe have done it once since then, since we switched to 3 wide receivers, but
yeah,
my builds have been a lot different from it too.
Yeah, this is now the 2nd time I've done it, and both times I've just hated my team. Like, I would have much preferred McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb, and like Claypool, and that's I feel like that's a fine wide receiver group there. And then I could have targeted like a Hawkinson or Goddard even, or one of those guys. So, all right, I don't think we did the guy. We haven't done the guy after you. Yeah, we haven't done that.
No, we haven't.
We got Tyreek Hill, Joe Mixon, Amari Cooper. Drafting Joe Mixon and DeAndre Swift. That's interesting. This is,
Mixon about to be a demon this year.
it's just I'm not the person you want grading this team because these are some guys I just not fond of. All right, but I'll try to grade it somewhat objectively. So we got Tyreek Hill, got Mixon, Cooper, Swift, Judy. So wide receivers, we have Hill, Cooper, and Judy. Then we got Mark Andrews, Dak Prescott, Cooks, Fournette, Hilton, Pollard, Pringle. This might be the first time I've seen Pringle go.
I was gonna say that. I think that's the first time we're gonna Pringle drafted.
Yeah, Pringle.
Some news come out today, Nate, or what?
Yeah, something we don't know.
I don't know, man. It was if it was a real money draft, I probably would have gone Traquan down there, but take a shot. I like Pringle. Someone stash on the end of the dude. Traquan, if Jameis comes in and you have someone actually throwing downfield, Traquan's been held back by Breeze's like noodle arm. Honestly, it's worth a shot. I'm not saying I'm 100% on the guy, but it's there's value there if it pans out.
Yeah,
I got him in Dynasty. I definitely think he's about to have a good year if Jameis is the QB.
End of my I unmuted myself. End of my draft, even in redraft, I'm taking shots. I'm looking for upside because I can drop a guy and pick someone up off waivers.
And that's the way to do it. Like you don't want to take a guy that's going to give you like 4 points a game. You know what I mean? You want somebody that has the potential at least to have a solid role. So yeah, I like.
Well,
that.
and I've always hated the I want a piece of that offense. I've always found that kind of a lazy way to do fantasy, but like I want a piece of the Kansas City offense. So Pringle.
Honestly, it's not a terrible thing to think about because I mean, I'll say I want a piece of, the Rams. Anytime I can get, multiple Rams players on a team, I don't hate that. If I can get, Akers and Cup on my team, I love that. You know what I mean? If I can get, 2 Chiefs players, the problem with the Chiefs players are they're going, obviously so high, but I don't think it's an awful strategy. Just it's all about where you're drafting them. You know what I mean? If you're reaching to get like Patrick Mahomes in the 3rd round, that's probably not going to work out too well. But
18th overall, like his ADP.
That's a little reachy for me. But all right, so let me go back real quick and look at. So we got Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift, Fournette, Pollard, and then we have wide receivers: Hill, Cooper, Judy, Cooks. So who would you be flexing here?
Flexing. I mean, so I'm a bigger believer in Brandon Cooks than I think a lot of folks are. I think you make the same argument for him that you make for Hawkinson. Like, where are they going to throw the ball? And they're going to have to throw the ball. So especially, in any sort of PPR league, I like Cooks. And with Hilton, I'm cautiously optimistic because again, they've had a quarterback that hasn't been able to put the ball downfield. Let's see what he can do. He hasn't done anything for the better part of 2 years now. So, I'll be quick to drop him if I have to, but I could see that panning out as well. Pollard has upside. So I don't know. It's a revolving door there. I'll be flexible, but I don't mind having Cooks as my flex.
Yeah. As long as Deshaun Watson's the quarterback there, I think he's flexible. If it is one of the other guys, I think that would be a little bit tough, but
I mean, if it's
Tyrod.
Deshaun, I think we're all going after Chris for the championship on this one.
yeah. I mean, it's tough because you have Tyrod and then it's Davis Mills. I mean, it's going to be one of those 2 guys. So there's no one else coming in.
Yeah. And they're not great in the quarterback room, and they're even worse than, Goff for Hawkinson, but like the ball still has to go somewhere.
Sure.
You had Bortles at one point, making people fantasy relevant. If you're down late and you have to throw the ball, targets have to go somewhere.
Sure. So yeah, I'm okay with. I like Judy. Jeremy, I think your mic was a little bit off.
Your voice is cutting out.
Oh, okay. I thought I was tripping for a second.
Nah, it's not you. Yeah, his mic was like off. All right, so I guess I have more issues with your running back group. I'm not a huge. I mean, Mixon obviously has the upside. It's just I need to see it. You know what I mean? We're in like year 4, and I need to see it at this point. Swift, I'm extremely concerned with DeAndre Swift. I have my real worries about.
I just said Bortles wasn't that bad.
Jeremy's still trying to talk.
All right.
Is it better now or what happened?
Yeah, you're good now. Yeah,
Yeah, you can do it better.
Your voice was cutting out really, really bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
really.
I was just saying Bortles isn't that bad.
This is
I
probably.
just think Allen Robinson was that good.
Yeah,
There you
Al
go.
Robinson was
That's the truth.
You grade this first, Nick. I'm still making up my mind.
Okay, yeah. I mean, your wide receiver. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the dynasty draft. Sorry. Your wide receivers are fine. You got Hill, Cooper, Judy, and then Cooks, I think, is fine at your flex. You got Dak, and you got. I mean, I don't really like Mark Andrews that much, but he's fine at that value. You didn't overdraft him. But I am going to be frank. You're right. Your running back room is going to be struggling a bit here because I mean, you've got. I mean, Mixon. I think if you had taken, I mean, you probably could have gotten him in like the 4th round rather than the 2nd round. So I think you definitely reached on
You
Mixon.
think Mixon would have fallen all the way to the 4th? Is that where he's been going in these drafts?
Our draft.
Most of them,
Maybe
yeah.
the third.
Oh,
Maybe the third.
man.
Late 3rd, early 4th, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, I don't regret mixing at all. I kind of wish I had laid off Swift because Sutton would have been nice there.
I would have liked
And
that.
then, taking someone else the next round. But
And I'm not gonna knock you too hard on that because like I personally am much higher on Akers than Mixon, but I can see, why other people think differently about that because they think he's going to get, all the work in Cincinnati. So it's.
I mean, there's no Geo there, right? So who's catching balls out of the backfield, and that makes a big difference to me compared to previous years.
Look, if he stays
I don't
healthy.
think Akers has any competition either, though.
Yeah, no, Akers.
Oh no, I love Akers. Don't get me wrong. I would have been happy with Akers too, but I think that's a coin flip for me.
Yeah. See, what makes the difference for me is just knowing the Rams offense and their offensive line is just a lot better than what Cincy has. But
yeah. Well, and we've seen him lean on a running back. We've seen Gurley there just run into the ground, which if Akers gets that workload, he's going to be.
Yeah. And does Cincinnati just start throwing the ball 50 times again? I hope they don't because, Joe Burrow may commit suicide at that point, but.
Hey man, it was his choice to get the wide receiver over the offense.
Yeah, that's
from what I remember.
Okay, simply because I am not a huge believer in Joe Mixon and DeAndre Swift, especially DeAndre Swift. I'm probably more at like a 7.75 personally because I do like your wide receiver.
I'll take that.
But I don't think I can go above like a 7.75 just because personally I'm off of Joe Mixon and DeAndre Swift.
Those are risky picks. I'm curious to see what they do. I don't feel great about that room, but it's one of those ones where it could turn out great or it could just royally be horrible.
Exactly. And that's why I can't go above like that 7.75 because it could, like on one end, I can see, okay, this works out. And on the other end, like the worst team in the league by far.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing though, is I'd rather play for the championship than play for like 2nd or 3rd place. You know what I mean? Too, like those are risks, but I'm not going to, I didn't know Mixon's been dropping like that in your drafts. I would have loved to get him later. I like Mixon honestly this year. So
yeah, there's just a handful of us that are like
Mixon too.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people in this draft that like Mixon, so that's why.
it's good to know. I'll keep that in mind next time.
It's kind of become trendy in our drafts to just bash Joe Mixon. But
I'd probably say, I'd say this is like a 7 for me. I just think that your running backs are just going to be struggling too much, just in my opinion. And like I said, it's just a difference of opinion. Like if you really like Mixon, then that's okay. But just for future reference, you can definitely wait around and get him at the 3.9.
Good to know
in our drafts.
All right, we have who's next? Oh, Money's next. All right, we got
It's Demon Squad.
Like my computer, and I'm about to die. All right. Yeah. All right. So we got Vontae, D-Hop. Okay, that's a lovely little wide receiver start you got there.
Make sure you're kind in your grading. You don't want him coming after you. You should have seen what happened to the last guy.
Oh, Money and I, we go back and forth, man. He knows I'll come for him if he says anything over there. Then we got.
Hey, you don't want a fractured orbital probe is all I got to say.
You can't see me without those glasses now, though.
I got a backup pair. Everybody with glasses has to have a backup pair.
That's probably true. All right, let me grade this real quick. So we got Devontae, Hopkins, I love getting Najee and Clyde where you got them. I mean, that to me is fantastic. I know Chris says, Galladay can bust, but I personally think in end of the 5th round, that's great for him. Josh Allen is great in the 6th. I mean, your toughest position again is like tight end, but it is for unless you get those top like 3 or 4 guys, that's who it is for everyone. Yeah, I like this team a lot, to be honest. I think you have a great, solid running back group. I think where you got Najee and Clyde is perfect. I think Damian Harris in the 10th. I mean, I think he's going to at least get some of the touches there. Edmonds in the 7th, maybe a little bit early for me, but I don't hate it. I would have probably rather you gotten like Noah Fant there in the 7th instead of having Gesicki as your tight end, but
I was actually hoping Fant would fall where I took Mooney,
yeah, that's what's tough because
but that didn't happen.
Had
I
you,
think
I
you
would
probably
have,
have a better chance of Edmonds falling then.
yeah, I agree. And if had you had Fant there instead of Edmonds, like I like this team even more than I do right now, which I like it a lot to begin with.
I don't
This
feel bad
is
at all.
this is an 8.85 for me. I think had you had Fant
I
there,
like Gesicki with Tua though.
see, I just think they've added targets, and I just don't know.
Oh yeah. Hunter Long, Shaheen, it's definitely some a lot of pass catchers. But I mean, if you don't have a top 5 tight end, you've got a bottom 50 tight end.
Exactly. Yeah. If you don't have a top 5 tight end, like what's separating those other guys it's not much, honestly. You might as well wait to the 11th then at that point to get them. Yeah. So had you gotten Fant there, I probably would have said 8.5, maybe even 9 for me without him there. And, you're relying on Gesicki, I'd say probably 8, maybe 8.5. That's where I'd probably say. But I do like the rest of your team, man. I really do. I could get behind this team all day. All right, Nick.
Yeah, I agree. I think I
Appreciate
really
you,
love
Phil.
your start there, going Adams, Hawkins, and then you got Najee at the 310. Usually doesn't fall that far, and then Edwards-Helaire I think is fine there. I love your start. Then you got
Do you guys
Galladay.
still like Adams number 2 overall? If we're assuming that Rodgers doesn't,
No,
not overall.
Oh
Wide
no, if he
receiver.
doesn't come back, oh hell no. He's
just
plummeting.
like
Oh no.
yeah, just like how we gave Chris like the benefit of the doubt that Deshaun Watson's there, we give him the benefit of the doubt that Rodgers is going to be there. All right, Nick, go ahead.
Sorry, I was looking at some. Yeah, and then I think it got great depth at wide receiver with Mooney and Moore, and then Diami Brown. I like him as well as a sneaky late rounder. I think this is a great team overall. Solid team. I agree. That's definitely an 8.85 for me. You got that aggressive wide receiver start, and you still got pretty good running back value there. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
All right. And I was just looking at like other things you could have done, like instead of Josh Allen. I mean, obviously, I love Josh Allen in general, but had you gone like Hawkinson, you could have gotten Hawkinson. I'm not sure how high you are on Andrews or Hawkinson, but had you gone Hawkinson or Andrews there, you could have gotten then. Although you couldn't have gotten Prescott, he went one before. You could have gotten Herbert. I'm not sure how high you are necessarily on him. I'm just throwing other stuff out there. But all right. Valdesi. We got Jones. Yeah, we got Jones, Diggs. Julio is your 2 is a little bit questionable. I actually think Deontay Johnson's a better 2 than Julio, but so we'll just interchange those. Pitts, Hunt, Mostert, Herbert, Jones. Yeah, I like this team too. I'm not a huge like Kenny Gainwell guy or Gabriel Davis guy in general, but they're your last two picks. I actually like Paris Campbell. I think if he stays healthy, he could actually be the one in Indianapolis. Solid team, another solid team. This is probably another 8-5 for me. What do you think, Nick?
I like it too. Yeah, you got you got your RB1 early, you got Aaron Jones, and then you went Diggs. I'm not too sure about who. I mean, I think the value is great, so let's just assuming Julio stays healthy.
Yeah, that's what I said. You could
the
literally
season.
put Deontay Johnson and Julio there because, like, I personally think Deontay Johnson, I have him ranked higher than Julio. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm off of Julio personally, but let's just assume he stays
sure.
healthy and the hamstring issue goes away. Then I think you got a great set of wide receivers there. Pitts, I'm a little bit cautious with Pitts in redraft just because, I mean, I think he's got lots of potential. He's got lots of skills. I think give it a couple of years and he'll be an absolute beast, but tight ends typically take a few years in the NFL before they become truly elite. But then you got Kareem Hunt there as your RB2. Who would you probably be flexing here? My guess would be Marvin. I guess you could flex Mostert. I don't know how much of the workload he's going to have. That's a question mark for me. So I think there is a minor question mark about who his flex is going to be. But I like Herbert, Jones, Campbell, Davis. I think those are good bench pieces. I think Gainwell is a nice late round grab too. I'd say I'm probably going to go a little bit lower than you. I'd say this is more like a 7.58, just because I think there's a considerable question mark of what his flex is going to be.
Honestly, as you said that, I am agreeing with you now because I think the easiest way to grade a team is by saying, okay, who is he going to flex? Like,
yeah, because I'm looking at the starting lineups is mostly what I'm looking at.
Exactly. Yeah. It's easy to say, oh, he's got some solid running backs. He's got some solid wide receivers. But if he's got no one in the flex, then it's kind of hard to give him like above an 8. So I agree. All right, Jeremy. We got JT, DK, Jeremy drafted Godwin. Wow.
I was waiting for someone to notice it. I was like,
how the tides have turned with that.
Hey, I took him as the wide receiver 18 off the board.
You know what? Yeah, as long as he stays healthy, man, there's no way I don't think he returns that value. So it's crazy how 18 wide receivers are going off in the first 3 rounds. So that's wild. All right, so we got JT, DK, Godwin, Robert Woods. Oh, that's a great little wide receiver group you got there. Lamar, obviously fine. Josh Jacobs in the 6th is fine. I think he's got, his work. I think he's going to get, a certain amount of work. Jarvis, Noah Fant, Gallup, Kenyon Drake, Jameson Crowder, Rashad Penny. I like this team too. These last couple teams have been pretty solid. So you would be flexing. You would be flexing Jarvis then, Jeremy?
Landry, Gallup. Yeah, it's between Landry and Gallup. I think Gallup could break out this year, could being the key word. And so that's where I'm like, we'll see what happens with Dak when he comes back. Landry's the safe play. Gallup's the boom or bust. And Crowder has the chance to be the number 1 on the Jets. So that's why I was like, between those 3, I think I'll hit on one of them, or at least Landry will be safe.
Yeah, and like you just said, if you can have a boom or bust type player in your flex, I'm not gonna hit you hard for that. I mean, and I think he does have that potential with Dak coming back, and he's got the talent too. There's no question. Gallup is super talented. I mean, he's easily a I mean, if he didn't have the competition there, and he's proven it before, he'd be like a wide receiver too. But it's just there's so much competition there. Yeah, I'm an 8.5 probably for this team. I like this team a lot. I think you have three really solid wide receivers. Jacobs, I'm okay with him where you took him as your RB2. I don't love him. And maybe an 8 because we're not sure about Gallup and Landry. That's probably an 8 for me, just based on the fact that we're not sure about those two guys. But with that being said, if they are okay in your flex, then this is a great team and probably I think the second best team I've looked at behind Nick's team. I'd say this is, if that is the case, I'd say the second best team. All right, Nick, what do you think?
I agree. You did a really good job, Jeremy. And so you got Taylor. I love your wide receivers. Jacobs is a good fine as an RB2. I would have taken personally either Kareem Hunt or Mike Davis, but Jacobs is okay. I would say your flex would probably be Landry, just because, and I'm saying this as a Cowboys fan who's seen all the games. I think Michael Gallup is just, his scoring and production is just going to be too erratic, I think, to really rely upon, unless if you're in like a really, really, really deep must-win situation and you have to take a chance. Crowder, we'll see what happens. I mean, we don't really know what the wide receiver situation in New York is, how that's going to pan out. And I like your backup running back pieces. And you also got Fant and you got Lamar. I agree. I think this is a really good team. I think that's definitely an 8-8-5. There's a little bit of a question mark of who your flex is going to be. I would pretty confidently at this point say it would be Landry, but maybe Gallup or Crowder could come in there and do something.
Like an 8 with potential. That's probably.
Absolutely, yeah. An 8, possibly even with a potential, would be like a 9.
Yeah.
If some of those wideouts really, really pan out for you.
Yeah.
Solid draft, though.
Yeah. All right, guys. Guess that's it. No problem.
Quick question for the group here. Just while I got you, what do you guys think of Troutman? I keep hearing every single fantasy analyst he's the darling sleeper at the tight end position. He didn't even get drafted.
Well, yeah. I like Troutman, but I don't think you have to draft him in like.
Wait. What is he on Seattle?
No, he's on.
It's New Orleans. He was
PFF's
top graded blocking tight end in the league last year, and has he'll be on the field because they had Cook last year. He's gone,
and they drafted him like second or third round last year, so they want to get him out there. And they don't have okay, you guys all like Traquan Smith, but whatever. Marquez Callaway, whatever. Like they don't have a lot of pass catchers, so that's why people like them. But I wouldn't draft him. Like I wouldn't draft him in like a typical league like this. I think he's a guy.
I don't know. I might take him over like Irv Smith or Gesicki.
What's that?
I think I'd take him over Irv Smith or Gesicki, to be honest.
I think that's a little too bold.
Jameis doesn't even throw the tight ends.
Different offense.
Outside,
the thing is, he was a rookie last year. Had like 15 catches. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know. Like, I know a lot of people are excited about him, and I do have quite a bit of them in my best ball drafts. But again, I get him like after the 15th round. Although he started to creep up, and I haven't got him as much. But I just think in like a regular league like this, like he's a guy you can probably just leave on waivers.
Although I'll be honest, if you want to draft him over like the last guy you drafted, Pringle, like I'm not gonna bash you for that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. If you didn't have Andrews and you wanted to take him in the last round or something, sure. But I think he's one of those guys
that's the thing is like, if you don't get the top 6 guys, then I don't know. I don't know if I really want to draft a tight end until the last pick if I don't get one of those top 6.
Yeah. I just think he could be a guy that you draft, you play in the first couple of weeks, and you only get to like 3 or 4 points, and you just drop him for somebody else. Like for real, because I don't think it's not like at least we know Irv Smith, Gesicki, Gronk, they can get you 3 or 4 points too, but we at least know that they're like a part of the offense. We don't
Yeah,
know.
fair enough. That's why I figured I'd ask. I keep hearing the name everywhere. It seems like everyone's trying to tell you he's a sleeper, which means he's not a sleeper anymore.
Yeah,
so.
but nobody said Robert Tunyon was going to be a sleeper last year. Like there's somebody there's some guys out there, but it's very rare that everybody's right about it. So
Russell Gage, Traquan Smith, Tyrell Williams.
Russell Gage is
Demon.
Once Julio got traded, Russell Gage was no longer a sleeper.
Yeah, he's apparently going the 7th round now.
It is a shame though, because like some of these tight ends that get drafted that we all think are going to be really good, like Irv Smith or OJ Howard, like they just never pan out. Like OJ Howard was supposed to be like a
He
can't
was
miss.
Kyle Pitts before Kyle Pitts,
What's that?
but not to that extent. Like he was a 1st-round pick. Like people thought he was going to be Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was like can't miss like type talent. I mean, I think he went like 18th or overall. If my memory's pretty good, but
teams don't throw to the tight ends.
They just don't.
Unless tight ends.
Unless they have a coordinator who like specifically makes it a point to involve that tight end as like a slot wide receiver or something like that. But if you have an inline tight end and you have them lining up, on the line, it's just they just don't get the work at all. They don't. They really don't.
That's part of what makes Pitts interesting is all the reports out ODAs say they have him lining up all over the field. They're not playing him like a tight end. Which...
No, they're going to play him as a wide receiver, 100%. Like he didn't block well in college. Like they didn't draft him to be a blocker. Like he is going to be.
Let's hope not.
Yeah,
it's the Falcons and it's Arthur Smith, but let's hope not.
I mean, he might be a worse blocker than Eric Ebron. I mean, it's
that's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. For sure.
I will say I'm pretty spooked on Irv Smith just because of the quote from Zimmer about what was it? His role's not going to change this year. He's not going to get any more work than he did last year, basically.
Yeah, but did we expect him to get more work?
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Kyle Rudolph didn't do that much last year.
Yeah, I just kind of looked at it as like, well, he's now the clear number 3rd option. He doesn't have to compete with Kyle Rudolph. But I never looked at Irv Smith like he's not going to get more. He shouldn't get more targets than Thielen or Jefferson. I mean, he shouldn't, right?
I hope not.
So I never looked at him like that personally. But
he might not even get more targets than Cook.
Cook doesn't get that many targets, honestly. I mean, he does. He gets a decent amount.
I mean, if Cook gets like 4 targets a game, that might be.
I was about to say 5 targets a game is going to beat Irv Smith.
That might be more than
I don't think he gets 5 a game. That's 90. Let's see how many he had last year. I think did he even have 50 catches last year? I typed in Dalkin Cook. Who's Dalkin Cook? He had, let's see.
I got him in that 60 range. So
he had 54 targets and 44 catches last year.
Super efficient.
And he's got Kirk Cousins. Like, come on, if that guy can do anything, he can dump it off. Actually, he's a pretty good deep ball thrower too. I gotta give him credit. The most targets he's ever had in a season is 63. Actually,
it's probably with Drew Brees.
What? Dalvin Cook didn't play with Drew Brees.
Oh no, sorry.
Yeah. So, I think Irv Smith will have more targets than. I mean, it might be close. They could both get like 60 to 80. So, but yeah, let's take to your point. Once you get past like those certain tight ends, you're pretty much. There's gonna be a lot of but like between like these guys, there's gonna be a lot of busts. There's gonna be guys that don't get drafted that get picked up off waivers. It happens every year.
So I guess here's a question: what is your all's deal with Goddard? Like, I don't see an Eagles tight end as a good value at all. Is it just because there's no one else to throw to? Sorry.
No, he was good last year. Let's see.
Not with Hurts though.
I think everyone's assuming they're going to get rid of Ertz. I don't think anyone sees Ertz sitting on that roster at the beginning of the season.
Nah, he's out of there. They might have to just cut him though.
If you look at Goddard, I mean, look who got drafted after him. Like, you have, I'm taking him over, the Logan Thomas, Irv Smith, all those guys. So I don't think he's being. I mean, in the 8th round, if he's going in like the 6th round or like, then I agree with you in terms of, why is he going that high? But in the 8th round where, he is going after, Hawkinson, Andrews, and then before Logan Thomas or Smith and then Gasecki, I don't have a problem with that because I think his role is at least, I mean, he's going to get probably 5 to 6 targets a game. I mean, that's probably where he's going to be at. Probably 5 targets a game. What do you think, Chris? 5 targets a game for
Yeah,
Goddard?
probably something like that. Like for me, once those tight ends are gone, I'll just punt till the very end.
Yeah, I think the 8th is a little early for Goddard, but I think some of it's also the fact that we only do 12 rounds. So
Yeah,
I think if we did
we
like
only do
18,
12.
20, he'd go later.
Yeah, we only do 12 rounds, and you have to take a tight end. But honestly, I'd rather just have Gronk at the 12-12. Like, what's going to be the difference between Gronk and Goddard this year? Really? Like, I don't know. Like, what's going to be the difference between Goddard, Logan Thomas, Irv Smith, Mike Gesicki, Gronk?
Yeah.
Maybe even Noah Fant. Even though I really like Noah Fant, I accept the fact that he could bust. So, I mean, to me, once you get past like Hawkinson, even Andrews, I'm really down on Andrews this year. But
yeah, I'm not on Andrews anymore.
For me, once Hawkinson's off the board, I'm just punting at that point. I'll just punt.
I think I picked every player that you guys hate so far. I think I picked.
Hey, I'm a Mixon believer.
Yeah, I am too. I like Mixon. I like Cooper. I like Judy.
I like him about the right spot. I'll put it that way.
I like Dak. I like Ty.
Yeah, I don't know about Mixon at the 2-4 over Akers, but I do like Mixon.
And
Yeah, if I
honestly,
can get Mixon in the middle of the 3rd, I think that's where I want him.
Just be glad Bill wasn't here.
yeah. And if Aaron Rodgers is back, take Tunyon in the 12th, honestly. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking him. I don't even think he got drafted in this draft.
No, he didn't.
I mean, I'm fine. Take Tunyon over Irv Smith. I mean,
yeah, just punt till 12. Like, when I don't get Kelsey, I just wait till the very end and grab whatever. Like, I'll grab Evan Ingram even sometimes. Like, whatever. Like,
that might be a stretch.
You got
Chris, I've seen
That's
you
where,
take
that's where
Wallen in the 3rd.
Rudolph ended up, isn't it? Isn't Rudolph on the Giants now?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
On a 1-year backup, probably last year of his career deal.
All right, here's the thing. Evan Ingram.
He's uber
Evan
talented.
Ingram had as bad as he was last year, had 63 catches and 654 yards. That's more than Goddard. That's more than Smith. Probably more than Gesicki. Probably more than Gronk. It's just people were drafting him. People were drafting him like in that, top 5 tight end range last year. So everybody was like, he sucked.
That dude made the Pro Bowl over Logan Thomas somehow.
Well, that was stupid. That was dumb. But I don't care about the Pro Bowl. That's whatever. But yeah, it was dumb.
They didn't even have a Pro Bowl last year.
But my point being, like, I'll just take Evan Ingram in the 12th and I won't care because if he sucks, fine, drop him, pick up somebody else. Like, because chances are Irv Smith's going to suck, or Mike Gesicki will suck, or Dallas Goedert will suck. One of those guys, some of those guys will suck. It's just the way it goes at the tight end. It's just a terrible position.
It should just be eliminated.
Yeah, like our Dynasty League.
Like our Dynasty League. It's so much easier.
I'm shocked at how many tight ends have been going off.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe.
Well, yeah, now because everybody else is a number 4 or 5 receiver.
Yeah, but
I'd rather have a starting tight end than the 5th receiver on a team.
Where did Kelsey go? I'm assuming that you guys can start him in a flex, basically.
Yeah,
I think he went at the 4-4.
Went 4-4.
But here's the thing: since it's a super flex, there is very few quarterbacks I would start Kelsey over. Like,
No, we have 2 flexes and a super flex.
we have 2 flexes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the format. I've just been drafting.
He's just been drafting all rookies.
I knew it was a super flex.
That's why we got, instead of having 1 flex and 1 super flex, I said we're going to get rid of 10 and make it an extra flex.
Yes.
So we have 2 flexes and a super flex.
Yeah, I've been drafting as if it was quarterback, 3 wide receiver, 2 running back, and then a super flex.
Well,
and that's it.
It's not going to make that much of a difference, honestly.
Your team is all rookies, so
it's not
likely you're going to be doing much this year anyway.
Well, it's 2 flexes and a super flex. So
yeah. So it's low key 3 flexes.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to start a quarterback.
True.
In the super flex.
That's
Maybe
true.
Haskins will get like wide receiver designation or something like that.
You keep hoping that.
Yeah, exactly.
Catching
That's
all
a-
that booty at the club.
Well, that's why I started taking tight ends right now. I grabbed 3 in the 19th round.
Yeah, you got Logan Thomas and Robert Tunyon, which I don't mind. Hunter Henry,
I'm
So
telling you,
he's still
bro.
what if the other guy doesn't do as well? I forget who else was there.
Johnny's better.
Johnny.
Johnny's probably gonna be the actual pass catcher.
Yeah, but so like again, 19th round, it's the what if. What if Johnu fails, gets hurt, all this other stuff? Like, is there a path for Hunter Henry? Yeah, they'll use him as a patch catcher if they need to. So I mean, and it's the Patriots two tight end sets are their bread and butter. So
I'm off Logan Thomas this year. I'm sorry.
I am too. I'm kind of off him. I mean,
I don't understand it. But I mean, he's probably gonna finish top 10 just because the position is so terrible.
well, yeah. I mean,
But I'll
top
take
10
him.
doesn't mean anything.
I'll take him at the end if I'm punting tight end, but I wouldn't actually go out and grab him.
It's funny when you look at the sleeper ADP, like all the top guys are tight ends right now in our dynasty league.
Yep.
Sleeper's like, why aren't they taking these tight ends?
And then eventually there's
Sleeper also
Franklin.
loves to tell you to get Todd Gurley. So
That's true, man.
Hey,
So
I
still
might
has him
take
on
him
the
later
Falcons.
because if he signs somewhere and gets an opportunity, he could be okay.
That guy just visited the Lions and the Ravens, and neither team was like, both teams were like, nah, we're good.
Now, when you
Apparently.
go to visit, do they actually work out for these teams? Like, what when they say he visited, like, did he work out for them, or what does that mean?
Well, I feel like they say he had a workout for him if he had a workout.
It depends. I mean, they could do either or.
Probably just,
they
seeing
have him do one
what type of
squat and his
contract he
knees sound like
wants.
bubble wrap, and they send him away.
Yeah, they're like do a squat. Don't even put weight on. Just do a squat like with your body. You hear his knee like, and they're like, okay, yeah.
That
well,
means
I always think someone evaluates them, just like a trainer or like a medical physician comes in and just looks at them at the staff. And then I think the biggest thing is just like, all right, so like, what are you asking for? Like, how much do you want? Like, I think like that's a conversation, and based off of what they hear from that question, they're like, all right, yeah, we'll take you. Or, nope, not a chance.
I don't think they ask that during the visit because that's usually handled.
Yeah, now you could do that. Yeah, by the agent, you don't even have to meet face to face.
They probably like interview him. Yeah, maybe have the doctor look at his knee or something. I don't know, whatever. And then they probably do ask his agent like, what's he looking for? And based on that, they're like, yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah.
When you hear these guys like failing physicals, do you realize how hard it has to be to like actually fail a physical?
Yeah.
Well, Drew Brees failed one for the Miami Dolphins when they had Nick Saban and then passed it for the Saints. So it's just on the team.
Saban's still blaming other people for the fact that he didn't get Brees.
He had like a shoulder issue, right?
He had a terrible shoulder injury though.
That would have been terrible.
Yeah, didn't they like reconstruct his shoulder? Like when
hindsight's 2020 though.
That's crazy.
Same thing with Peyton Manning. The coach didn't want him because he had that neck fusion, and then he goes to Denver and he's all time.
That makes
he had two really good years, and then he had that horrendous year, but they won the Super Bowl because Von Miller and that defense.
No, he had 3 good years, and then that last one was pathetic. It was just straight up trash.
I thought he only played 3 years.
He was there. I thought he was there 4 because they went to the Super Bowl twice. I don't think they made it the first year.
No. I think they made it the second year, and they were like got destroyed by Seattle.
That was one of the worst games I've ever seen. Not even just Super Bowls. That game was horrible.
Yeah, and then they made it the next year when Peyton Manning couldn't throw the ball at all. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter because that defense, the defense scored like half their points.
Yeah, Chris is right on that one. That's a year Brock Osweiler played like 5 or 6.
Yeah, but there was also a year where they went to the playoffs and lost to the Colts, who then went into the Deflategate game.
That was year 1, right?
That was year 1.
Oh no, that was the Colts. Never mind.
Yeah, that was year 1.
I don't know, but his first year,
he was good his first 2 years in Denver, and then last year he was terrible. And then of course last year they won the Super Bowls when Peyton Manning's absolutely terrible.
That man made Demaryius Thomas though an absolute god that one year. He was
Julius Thomas was a god. Eric Decker was a
right.
god.
Yeah, I forgot about Julius Thomas. That guy,
Right.
and then he went to Jacksonville and he like never caught another pass.
Never heard of him since.
Never to be heard of again. Yeah.
Wes Welker was good. Eric Decker. I mean, they were just stacked. No Sean Moreno.
Emmanuel Sanders, they had a squad.
Yeah.
That was like when I first started playing fantasy, and I remember I got lucky and I was loaded up with a bunch of the Broncos wideouts, and I won the league pretty easily.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you got like a guy like Peyton Manning, give him halfway decent receivers and it's fine.
They're like 3 dudes with double-digit touchdowns.
Well, yeah, I throw like 40 plus touchdowns every year. All right, guys. Time for me to eat.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
see you guys.
Brisket
Good job.
time. I'll see you
Good
See you
guys
guys.
later.